And we on. Salute
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, the 18 back up in this bitch, man. What's up with everybody? My bad, YouTube. I ain't mean it. Let me try to find the screen real quick. I don't know why my stuff be tripping. But we finally got this trivia on deck. You know what I'm saying? What's up to Gil Coles in the building? Salute to you, bro. Say salute to the corner. J1 Pro Da Vinci, what's up with it? Say we on. Bruce Gold, salute to the OG. What's up with you? Yeah, we just about to go ahead and do this trivia, man. I got quite a few questions. I got questions from different sources and stuff, man. I was on a little bit from Wikipedia in the very beginning just to get us going, you know what I'm saying? And then I got some questions from some books. I got some questions from scrapbook, boxing, documentaries, all kind of different places, you know what I'm saying? So we about to get it in finally. I know I've been saying that I'm going to have this for the longest, you know what I'm saying? But it's finally here. And I really had to downsize, man, because I had so many questions and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But hey, I'm gonna save some for next time. Bruce Gold said, "Salute my bro Trey's got some white Tahoe cookies tonight, goddamn." Yeah, I like the white Tahoe cookies. I done had that quite a few times. I think that's like a good hybrid. J1 Pro Da Vinci said, "Let's get it." Yeah, we about to go ahead and learn something, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll be doing this for y'all, but at the same time, I'll be doing it for myself too. You know what I'm saying? Because I love learning about this boxing history. And y'all don't forget, man, this coming up weekend, we got Jerron Bruce Ennis going up against Thomas Delorme, you know what I'm saying, on Showtime. And I think that's gonna be like the co-main event or something like that to go along with Jamal James going up against that Rod Zab Butayev or something like that. And I think Butayev gonna go out there and get that too, man. I think that's gonna be kind of interesting. Hyphy in the building. What's up? Rod X, the champ, the two-time champ in the building. Said, what's up, my people? Hyphy said, manners and respects, listening while in the kitchen. God dang. Appreciate you pulling up, bro. Lala D up in the building. What's up with it? That's the queen. What's going down with you? So I guess we can go ahead and get started, man. People can get in where they fit in as they come in. But I gotta admit though, man, these questions probably ain't just the easiest. You know what I'm saying? They are kind of tough a little bit. Gil Cole, so let's get it before Unrival Boxing Talk get his encyclopedia. All right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get it cracking there. Okay, this is my first question. What Guyanese fighter was a 1992 Olympian, defeated James Page for the vacant WBA welterweight title in 2001, lost that title via fifth round TKO to Ricardo Mayorga in 2002, and faced an untimely death when his bicycle collided with a car? Lala D say she be back time. She running. It's all good though. Once again, what Guyanese fighter was a 1992 Olympian, defeated James Page for the vacant WBA welterweight title in 2001, lost that title via fifth round TKO to Ricardo Mayorga in 2002, and faced an untimely death when his bicycle collided with a car? All right, Gil Cole's got that one, man. I thought that was gonna be kind of tough. Gil Cole, Bruce Gold's pulling up the rear right behind him. They were probably, yeah, this a warm-up question. Nah, this the real deal. That'll be Andrew Six Heads Lewis. Andrew Six Head Lewis. So that's Gil Cole's on the struck first blood up in there. Okay, next question. What fighter is a former WBO heavyweight champion, is best known for his upset victory over Vladimir Klitschko, and went by the alias Relentless? Once again, what fighter is a former WBO heavyweight champion, is best known for his upset victory over Vladimir Klitschko, and went by the alias Relentless? Pecos Build in the building. What's up, bro? OG, say peace and blessings to one and all. He in the house. And this fighter right here, his initials are LB. LB or his initials. What fighter is a former WBO heavyweight champion, is best known for his upset victory over Vladimir Klitschko, and went by the alias Relentless? That's another one for Gil Cole. That'll be Layman Brewster. So that's another one for Gil Cole's. I wanted to put like a point system with the question. You know what I'm saying? Like one question might be worth 1 point, another question worth 2 points, 3 points, or whatever. But I decided I'm gonna go ahead and just chill and just do it like this. I might do it on the next one. You know what I'm saying? Next question. What fighter challenged for the heavyweight title on 4 occasions, losing all 4 attempts to Vladimir Klitschko, Chris Bird, Nikolai Valuev, and Samuel Peter, and went by the alias Big Time. Once again, what fighter challenged for the heavyweight title on 4 occasions, losing all 4 attempts to Vladimir Klitschko, Chris Bird, Nikolai Valuev, and Samuel Peter, and went by the alias Big Time? Okay, that'll be Bruce Goals on that one. That'll be Jamil McCline. So that's one for Bruce Goals. He done got on the board. I spelled your name all messed up, man. Let me hold on. Okay, Bruce Goals. Next question. What fighter was considered Buffalo, New York's 3rd franchise, scored 2 amateur victories over Hasim Rockman, and compiled a 36-0 professional record before being faced to retire due to injuries he obtained in the 2004 bout versus Vasily Girov? Okay, Bruce Goals got another one. That'll be Joe Messi. Yeah, Bruce Goals got another one. Joe Messi. Good shit, bro. Next question. What fighter won a heavyweight gold medal in the 1988 Olympics, held the WBO heavyweight title from 1991 to 1992, and scored an MMA first-round knockout over former 2-time UFC heavyweight champion Tim Sylvia in 2009? Once again, what fighter won a heavyweight gold medal in the 1988 Olympics, held the WBO heavyweight title from 1991 to 1992, and scored an MMA first-round knockout over former 2-time UFC heavyweight champion Tim Sylvia in 2009? Okay, Bruce Goals got another one. That'll be Merciless Ray Mercer. It's another one for Bruce Goals. So he on the tear up in there today. He ain't come to play no games. Next question. What fighter got a late start in boxing at the age of 22, challenged Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes for the heavyweight title, and went by the alias the Black Destroyer? He actually had a few nicknames. I think I got another question with his other alias later on. Okay, Gil Cole, hold on. I think, yeah, Bruce Goals got that one. That'll be Ray Mercer. Hold on, I'm tripping like a motherfucker. No, that's the last question. I'm tripping. My bad, y'all, man. I ain't got no gas, man. I'm kind of discombobulated a little bit. Once again, what fighter got a late start in boxing at the age of 22, challenged Muhammad Ali and Larry Holmes for the heavyweight title, and went by the alias the Black Destroyer? Okay, Gil Cole's got another one. That'll be Ernie Shavers. That's another one for Gil Coles. So it's a 2-man race up in there tonight. Okay, next question. What Jamaican fighter won the WBC heavyweight title from Pinkland Thomas in 1986, then lost it in his first defense in the same year to Mike Tyson? Once again, what Jamaican fighter won the WBC heavyweight title from Pinkland Thomas in 1986, then lost it in his first defense in the same year to Mike Tyson? Bruce Goals got another one. That'll be Trevor Burbick. Another one for Bruce Goals. Trevor Burbick. Next question. What Polish fighter won a heavyweight bronze medal at the 1988 Olympics, challenged for all 4 major sanctioning bodies' heavyweight titles, but is best known for his 2 disqualification losses in fights he was winning? Once again, what Polish fighter won a heavyweight bronze medal at the 1988 Olympics, challenged for all 4 major sanctioning body heavyweight titles, but is best known for his 2 disqualification losses in fights he was winning? Okay, that's another one for Bruce Goals. That'll be Andrew Galata. Andrew Galata. Next question. Darrell Wilson is the first man to stop what former lineal and 2-time heavyweight champion? I see Gil Cole pulling up the rear. Once again, Darrell Wilson is the first man to stop what former lineal and 2-time heavyweight champion? Bruce Gold, when you say you got some of them cookies? Gil Cole say check Bruce Iced Tea. Yeah, once again, Darrell Wilson is the first man to stop what former lineal and 2-time heavyweight champion? And his initials are SB. Okay, Bruce Gold's got another one. That'll be Shannon the Cannon Briggs. That's another one for Bruce Gold. Shannon the Cannon. Next question. What fighter rose to prominence after defeating Tomas Adamic to become the WBC light heavyweight champion in 2007? The LJ Fighter, what's up with you, man? Appreciate you pulling up. I see you pulling up the rear on the board. Once again, what fighter rose to prominence after defeating Tomas Adamic to become the WBC light heavyweight champion in 2007? Mark Nash, what's up with you, man? Talking about he getting smoked. It's all good. Hyphy done came up in this motherfucker with the bad Chad Dawson on them boys. So we're going to put Hyphy on the board on them motherfucker. So that'd be bad Chad Dawson. Next question. What former WBA cruiserweight champion went by the alias Night Train and the Juice? Mark Nash say Vic Darchinga. It's a little bit too small, bro. Once again, what former WBA cruiserweight champion went by the aliases Night Train and the Juice? And his initials are ON. ON are his initials. Again, what former WBA cruiserweight champion went by the aliases Night Train and the Juice? Bruce Gold's got another one. That'll be Orlin Norris. It's another one for Bruce Gold. Orlin Norris. Next question. Maurice Bradis, Alexander Povetkin, and Brian Jennings are the only three men to defeat what fighter that goes by the alias The Rebel? Mark Nash said he terrible with cruiserweights. It's all good, man. We here to learn, you know what I'm saying? I got questions all over the place. We starting out like this. These are like just some little Google Wikipedia type question. You know what I'm saying? I got questions from books and all kind of shit, man. So we got a lot coming. Hyphy got that shit. That'll be Mike Perez. The Cuban, Mike Perez. So that's another one for my boy Hyphy up in this motherfucker. Mike Perez. Next question. What fighter broke Mike Tyson's 2-decade-old 8-second knockout record during the 2002 Golden Gloves and went by the alias Ghost Dog? Once again, what fighter broke Mike Tyson's 2-decade-old 8-second knockout record during the 2002 Golden Gloves and went by the alias Ghost Dog? Mark Nash said he did a trivia last night. You probably did some trivia. Well, I bet you ain't did no trivia like our trivia. Shit, cause we go in on this trivia. We don't come in and ask no 30 or 40 questions. We come in this bitch and ask 100. Mark Nash said Francois Botha, no, sir. I might have a Francois Botha question, though. Okay, Gil Cole's got this shit. That'll be Alan Green. That's another one for Gil Cole's, Alan Green. And by the way, y'all ain't got to just come with the last name, man. Answer the question to the best of your ability, and we're going to try to figure this shit out. Okay, next question. What two-weight class champion did a 5-year prison bid for armed robbery, is one of the greatest short jabbers in history, had a great inside game, and went by the alias the Camden Buzzsaw? Once again, what two-weight class champion did a 5-year prison bid for armed robbery, is one of the greatest short jabbers in history, had a great inside game, and went by the alias the Camden Buzzsaw? Okay, Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Dwight Muhammad Cowie. That's one of my favorite fighters. That's another one for Bruce Gold. Y'all boy running through these questions like wet toilet tissue. Ain't even that many people up in there. Okay, next question. Who is the first Brazilian fighter to win an Olympic gold medal? This should be an easy one right here, since it's somebody that fought recently. Once again, who is the first Brazilian fighter to win an Olympic gold medal? Mark Nash said he give away cash. Well, yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, we do tournaments and shit, bro. Yeah, we probably done gave away about $2,000 on this channel when it come to giving away prizes. Hyphy, yeah, that's Robson Consacao. So that's another one for Hyphy. Next question. What caused the mob to take a bigger interest in boxing? It's about to really heat up now. We about to really get up in there now. Once again, what caused the mob to take a bigger interest in boxing? I might get a 5 out of y'all this time. I always remember, if you don't know the answer, you can't find the answers. That drop a 5, drop a TO, drop a uncle, and we're going to keep it moving. Mark Nash talking about dope. D-Ray, welcome to the gym. This your first time. Gil Cole say some bets. No, sir. Bruce Gold said, I don't get the question. Well, that's the way it was explained in the book, man. I just wrote the question as I saw it in the book that I was reading. I can't even remember what I think I got this from the Ezra Charles book that I was reading. J1 Pro Da Vinci, alcohol, that'll be prohibition. So I'm gonna get at the J1 Pro Da Vinci. That's prohibition. And that's according to the Ezra Charles book that I was reading, man. So don't take it up with me, take it up with the author. Okay, next question. 2 wins over what great fighter brought national attention to a young Ezra Charles? Jesse Marsh was going down with you, so he just here to learn. Sure, you can participate, bro. You know what I'm saying? Throw some guesses out there. Once again, 2 wins over what great fighter brought national attention to a young Ezra Charles? Bruce Gold say Joe Lewis. No, sir. Mark Nash said, oh shit, my show about to start, but I'll share your link. I appreciate you. Once again, 2 wins over what great fighter brought national attention to a young Ezra Charles, and his initials are CB. CB or his initials. One of my favorite fighters of all time. And when it come to him, Bruce Gold say Jersey Joe Walcott. No, sir. When it comes to this fighter and Ezra Charles, I'm not sure if they wasn't the 2 at least top 10 greatest fighters to ever live, since they didn't get the opportunities at championships in their own weight classes. Everybody ducked them all the time. Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Charlie Burley. That's another one for Bruce Gold's. Matter of fact, Ezra Charles fought Charlie Burley for the first time when he was I think he was like 19 years old, and Charlie Burley was like 25. You know what I'm saying? So that was a young Ezra Charles, and they fought at middleweight. But I guess that's a little bit unfair to Charlie Burley, because Charlie Burley was a natural welterweight, and they fought at middleweight. Next question. Monroe Harrison is credited for teaching what all-time great fighter the cross-arm defense? Once again, Monroe Harrison is credited for teaching what all-time great fighter the cross-arm defense? Bruce Gold said he's slow, no competition here. All right, Bruce Gold's got another one. That'll be the great Archie Moore. So that's another one for Bruce Gold. Okay, next question. What black murderers row fighter dominated Harvey Massey and stopped him late, which offended Archie Moore and led to Moore giving that fighter the same treatment he gave Massey? Eric R., salute to you, bro. What's going down? Once again, what black murderers row fighter dominated Harvey Massey and stopped him late, which offended Archie Moore and led to Moore giving that fighter the same treatment he gave Massey? And his initials are LM. LM are his initials. You know, when I say black murderers row, you really only got probably like 10, 11 options, depending on whose list that you look at. Even though some of the people that they consider part of the black murderers row, I don't really put them in that group. Bruce Gold say Martin. I don't even know who Martin is. Yeah, I don't even know the fighter he's talking about. His initials are LM. One of the top black murderers row members. I ain't talking about the black team foursome back with Sam Langford and Joe Jeanette and Sam McVeigh and Jack Johnson. I'm talking about that second wave in the 50s. Okay, Gil Cole's got that shit. That'll be the great Lord Marshall. That's another one for Gil Cole's. And I wrote these questions as I was reading the book, so a lot of these questions are gonna be grouped together like from the same era. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just bear with me. Next question. What ended the Mike Jacobs, Joe Louis era? Once again, what ended the Mike Jacobs and Joe Louis era? I can't give y'all no initials on this one, but what ended the Mike Jacobs and Joe Louis era? I might get a 5 out of y'all on this one. Bruce Gold say World War II. No, sir. You know, Joe Louis got back in the ring after he got out the army. He was fighting again. Jesse Moore say the war. No, sir. I don't even know a hint that I can give y'all. I guess it's either you know or you don't. Bruce Gold say Marciano, Eric R. Pecos Bill said they fast on the button. Yeah, them boys running through these questions like wet toilet tissue in this motherfucker tonight. Once again, what ended the Mike Jacobs and Joe Louis era? And if you don't know, don't feel bad about typing a 5 or dropping an uncle or dropping a TO. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gold say the IRS, no, sir. Shit, Mike Jacobs probably could have helped the motherfucker with the IRS if he continued to get them big fights. Once again, if you don't know, drop a 5, man. That made me feel good. That shit like tonic from an aching body when y'all dropped them 5s. Eric Carr gave me a 5. Let me get 2 more 5s and we're going to keep it moving. Let me get 2 more 5s and we're going to keep it moving. What ended the Mike Jacobs and Joe Louis era? Bruce Gold gave me a 5. Let me get 1 more 5. Gil Coles, let me get a 5, bro. If you're still up in there. Gil Coles gave me a 5. Paco Bill gave me a 10. That'll be Jacobs had a mild stroke and a cerebral hemorrhage. So it was the health of Mike Jacobs. Once again, Mike Jacobs had a mild stroke and a cerebral hemorrhage, and that made him kind of fade into the background. You know what I'm saying? So that's a 5 on that question. That made me feel pretty good. Next question. What great fighter served as duration champion while Joe Louis was in the Army? Once again, what great fighter served as duration champion while Joe Louis was in the Army? This dude got a win over Charlie Burley, too. He was just too big and too long for Charlie Burley, you know what I'm saying? Motherfucker was only like 5'9" and 5'10", but he had like a 76-inch reach. You know what I'm saying? He had some of the longest looking arms that I've seen watching boxing. Once again, what great fighter served as duration champion while Joe Louis was in the Army? And his initials are JB. JB, are you with me? JB are his initials. What great fighter served as duration champion while Joe Louis was in the Army? And his initials are JB. He one of them Black Murderers Row type fighters, even though when you look at a lot of lists, you don't really see his name all the time, you know what I'm saying? But he was getting out there with them dudes. Eric Carr, you talking about Brown. I watched Joe Brown, I think last night I watched Joe Brown. He was a lightweight, though. That motherfucker was bad, man. I watched Joe Brown versus Wallace Bud Smith. Man, that motherfucker Brown was cold, man. I didn't even know he was that good. J1 Pro Da Vinci talking about what? Joe Louis Barrow? No, sir. His initials are JB. Gil Cole said James J. Braddock. No, sir. This is a Black Murderers Row type of fighter. He was getting out there with them dudes. If y'all don't know, drop a 5, man. I thought this was gonna be a fairly easy question. Cause you know, like when the champions went to the World War II, that put a halt on the divisions and shit. And the heavyweights had a duration champion. Jesse Marsh gave me a 5. Let me get 2 more 5. We're gonna keep it moving. This is a fighter that all of y'all have heard of before. I promise y'all done heard of this fighter before. I got a few fighters that y'all might not have heard of, but this fighter y'all done heard of before. Bruce Gold gave me a 5. Let me get 1 more 5, and I'm gonna keep it moving. I'm kind of surprised, man, because y'all done answered some pretty tough questions. I thought this was one of the easier ones on the cool. When I was thinking about putting points with the question, this was gonna be like a 1 or 2 point question. Eric Carr gave me a 5. That'll be Jimmy Bivens. Bruce Gold, damn. All right, I'm gonna go and give it to Bruce Gold because he typed that before I said it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it to Bruce Gold. That'll be Jimmy Bivens. I'm gonna give it to Bruce Gold, Jimmy Bivens. Okay, next question. What fighter did Ezra Charles make his New York heavyweight debut against? And his initials are ER. And his nickname starts with a V. And a lot of people say he was part of the Black Murderers Row. Even though I personally don't really like to put him in there because I guess I gotta take that back because he did he fought a Black Murderers Row fighter. So I take that back. He was just a lot bigger than them guys. He was a heavyweight, and most of them guys was middleweights and light heavyweights. But once again, what fighter did Ezra Charles make his New York heavyweight debut against? And his initials are ER. Logical Crazy Talk, what's up with you? And welcome to the gym. That'll be Violent El Murray. So that's one for Logical Crazy Talk. I ain't got a lot of space, man. So I'm just going, I got a little space. I'm going to put Logical Crazy Talk. Violent El Murray. Next question. What fighter refused to fight El in an exhibition which El Murray viewed as cowardice? Once again, what fighter refused to fight Violent El Murray in an exhibition, which El Murray viewed as cowardice? And this is one of the greatest fighters to ever live, too. If I give y'all his initials, that'll probably make it too easy, so I'll wait a couple of seconds. Once again, what fighter refused to fight Violent El Murray in an exhibition, which El Murray viewed as cowardice? Now coming with Rocky Marciano, his initials are JL. JL are his initials. And he refused to fight him because he didn't like him. It wasn't because he feared him or anything like that. He just felt this motherfucker was too disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? So that made him not like the motherfucker. He didn't want to give him no kind of opportunity or any kind of shine. But his initials are JL. Okay, Eric R got that shit. That'll be the great Joe Louis. That'll be Eric R. Next question. What black heavyweight did Jack Blackburn leave high and dry to train Joe Louis? Once again, what black heavyweight did Jack Blackburn leave high and dry to train Joe Louis? And this is one of the most skilled heavyweights of all time. In my opinion, I thought he was the most skilled. That'll be Bruce Gold. That'll be Jersey Joe Walcott. That's another one for the OG Bruce Golds. Jersey Joe Walcott. Okay, next question. What member of the combination saved Arnold Cream's career? Once again, what member of the combination served Arnold Cream's career? And you know the combination were like a group of mob controlled promoters, you know what I'm saying? You got this guy, you got folks like Ezra Coco, Blinky Palermo, you know what I'm saying? People like that. And his initials are FB. FB. Again, what member of the combination saved Arnold Cream's career? And y'all know Arnold Cream is Jersey Joe Walcott. Boxing Sauce, what's up with you, man? What's going down? Once again, what member of the combination saved Arnold Cream's career? That's Jersey Joe Walcott. Jersey Joe Walcott ran into the guy at the grocery store, and it changed his life because he was fighting for peanuts and stuff. And when he ran into this guy, that's when he started getting on track and started getting big money fights where he could take care of his family. Bruce Gold say Frankie Carbo. That's a good guess, but his initials are FB. Eric Carr said, "Oh, I was gonna say the right hook." The right hook in the combination, huh? Gil Cole talking about Bivens. Nah, this ain't a fighter, bro. This is a mob control promoter. You know what I'm saying? Like Bruce Gold's got Frankie Carbo. That's a good guess. I done asked a question about this guy on the corner before too. If y'all don't know, drop a 5, man. Drop a 5. Drop a uncle. Drop a T.O. If y'all don't know, his initials are FB. FB are his initials. It sounds like he Italian or something like that. But it made me kind of respect him, man, because he was getting out there doing what he had to do to get fights for his fighter. You know what I'm saying? One Way Renzo, welcome to the gym. Well, I think I done seen you before. What's up with you? Welcome back to the gym. I got 1 5. Let me get 2 more 5s, man. We're going to keep it moving. I got quite a few questions for y'all, you know what I'm saying? So don't even worry about it. J1 Pro gave me a 5. Let me get 1 more 5 and we gone. Eric Garcia, Ryan Garcia, a.k.a. 5. His name is Felix Baciccio. Felix Baciccio is his name. So that's another 5, man. It made me feel good. I got me a 5 out of y'all. Okay, next question. What fighter did Jake LaMotta take a dive against to secure a shot at the middleweight title? Once again, what fighter did Jake LaMotta take a dive against to secure a shot at the middleweight title? Okay, Bruce Golds got that shit. That'll be Billy Fox. That's another one for Bruce Golds. Bruce Golds ain't playing no games up in this motherfucker tonight. Billy Fox. Okay, next question. What fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? Once again, what fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? Once again, what fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? And his initials are BS. It ain't bullshit, goddamn. His initials are BS. Again, what fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? And his initials are BS. Either he was going to knock you out or you was going to knock him out. You know what I'm saying? He was fragile, but he was punching bricks out of walls. And my bad if my Wi-Fi started tripping and shit too, man. Y'all know I've been routinely having them problems with this shit. Eric R. say Smith, no sir. Pagos Bill talking about broomstick. Once again, what fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? And his initials are BS. And this is a fairly well-known fighter too. I guarantee that y'all have heard of this fighter before. Y'all throw some guesses out there or something. Drop me a 5. 3 5s and we gone. Drop me an uncle, drop me a T.O. I ain't got an uncle all night. Let me get an uncle. That'll make me feel real good if I can get an uncle. At least let me get some guesses. His initials are BS. Okay, Eric R gave me a 5. Let me get 2 more 5s. Let me get 2 more 5s. We keep it moving. What fragile but hard-punching fighter did Sam Berudy stop before his fatal fight with Ezra Charles? I guess everybody that burnt off and went to Google or something. J1 Pro Da Vinci talking about Uncle Ruckus. I'm going to take that as a 5. I'm going to take that as a 5. Gil Coles gave me another 5. That'll be Bob Satterfield. That'll be Bob Satterfield. So that's another 5. Next question. What fighter broke Holmen Williams' 28-fight win streak from 1932 to 1935? I told y'all, we're going to start heating up on your ass a little bit. Once again, what fighter broke Holmen Williams' 28-fight win streak from 1932 to 1935? And whatever name that you put out there, I think I got a shot at recognizing it. But if you want to be kind, just go ahead, just put the nickname out there that we all call him. You know what I'm saying? That'll make it a lot easier. Eric R. saying Henry Armstrong, no, sir. The name that we call him, the initials are CK. That's the name that we typically use, you know what I'm saying? But I do know his real name too. So if you want to drop the real name, go ahead and drop that motherfucker. But his initials are CK, as far as what we call him, his nickname. What fighter broke Holmen Williams' 28-fight win streak from 1932 to 1935? And this motherfucker gave Holmen Williams all kind of problems, man. I think they fought like, I want to say like 14 times. And Holmen Williams was only able to win like three other fights. Like 3 out of 14, he was able to beat this guy. And he was a member of the Black Murderers Row. That's another thing. He was a member of the Black Murderers Row. And he wasn't from the United States. You know, and came from Puerto Rico. The Puerto Rican member of the Black Murderers Row. Gil Cole say Woods. I don't even know who Woods is. What fighter broke Holmen Williams' 28-fight win streak from 1932 to 1935? My boy, the Kane Deals. What's up, bro? That'll be Coco Kid. Coco Kid. Kane Deals. Bad motherfucker. Okay, next question. Who convinced Ezra Charles to continue his career after killing Sam Berudy? And y'all can just give me the basic answer to this question. You ain't got to give me no names or nothing like that. Just give me the basic answer. We're going to keep it moving. Once again, who convinced Ezra Charles to continue his career after killing Sam Berudy? Eric R. say Joe Lewis. No, sir. It's a real basic type of answer. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I say you don't really have to give me the name. Just give me like the basic answer and we cool with that. You ain't even got to tell me what his name is. Bruce Gold say the widow. That's a good guess right there. It's something along them lines. It ain't his widow, but you know what I mean. Some shit like that though. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that know the motherfucker. Once again, who convinced Ezra Charles to continue his career after killing Sam Berudy? Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be his father. And his father was named Crandall Berudy, and he told him don't feel too bad because his son had killed a fighter his own self. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be Bruce Goes. Crandall Berudy. Next question. What fighter dethroned Gus Lesnovich as the light heavyweight champion? And his initials are FM. Once again, what fighter dethroned Gus Lesnovich as the light heavyweight champion? And his initials are FM. Once again, what fighter dethroned Gus Lesnovich as the light heavyweight champion? And his initials are FM. This ain't a fighter that you hear every day. You know what I'm saying? But it's a chance that y'all might have heard of him, though, especially if you like watching like scrapbook boxing videos and stuff like that. He talk about these type of fighters all the time. You know what I'm saying? But if you don't know, go ahead and drop a 5 because it's a good chance that you might not know. But you might be able to find this on Google or something, though. Okay, One Way Renzo got this shit. That'll be Freddie Mills. So that's One Way Renzo. Good shit. Freddie Mills. All right, next question. After winning the heavyweight championship, what fighter did Ezra Charles face in his first title defense? King of King Boxing, what's up, bro? Salute to you. Once again, after winning the heavyweight championship, what fighter did Ezra Charles face in his first title defense? And I'll give y'all a hint. This fighter has been mentioned today already. Matter of fact, it has been mentioned very recently. Bruce Gold say, Jersey Joe Walcott. No, sir. That's a good guess, though. Once again, after winning the heavyweight championship, what fighter did Ezra Charles face in his first title defense? And this fighter has been mentioned before, and he's been mentioned very recently. Gil Cole said Joe Lewis. His initials are GL. GL are his initials. And it's crazy that Ezra Charles fought this guy in his first title defense when the man spent years ducking Ezra Charles at 175. He ducked the man forever at 175, and Ezra Charles gave him an opportunity in the first fight, his first title defense. Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Gus Lesnovich. He was mentioned in the question before. That's why I say, you know what I'm saying, I done already mentioned the motherfucker. That's another one for Bruce Gold, Gus Lesnovich. Okay, next question. What event led to the discovery this some hard right here. I ain't gonna even lie. But look, what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles's bruised heart he suffered in sparring? Let me try to read that a little bit more smooth. My handwriting kind of fucked up. But look, what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles's bruised heart he suffered in sparring? Because he had got like a little injury that threatened to throw his whole career off track. You know what I'm saying? Once again, what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles's bruised heart he suffered in sparring? And if y'all want to just you can give me like the basic answer too, and I'll take the basic answer. You ain't even got to be specific. You know what I'm saying? So just think about what might go on in boxing that might lead to more strenuous examinations. You know what I'm saying? But once again, what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles's bruised heart he suffered in sparring? Bruce Gold say pre-fight physical. Yeah, they always went through some pre-fight physicals, but after this event, the pre-fight physicals got more strenuous. You know what I'm saying? Eric R said the motherfucker passed out. That's a good guess, but that ain't what I'm talking about though. That's a good guess though. But just think about what would make the pre-fighting physicals or whatever more strenuous. You know what I'm saying? Once again, and if you don't know, just drop a 5, man, because this might be kind of tough. But what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles's bruised heart he suffered in sparring? If you don't know, drop a 5, drop a T.O., drop an uncle. But I think if y'all think long enough, you might be able to come up with a good guess. Bruce Gold say blood pressure. Bruce Gold, Gil Cole say fundraiser. No, sir. I don't even know. I don't even know the rationale behind fundraiser, to be honest. If y'all don't know, man, go ahead and drop a file. We keep it moving. I got plenty of questions, man. Shit, we got a little ways to go. I ain't gonna keep y'all here all night though. Once again, what event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles' bruised heart he suffered in sparring? All right, Gil Coles gave me a 5. Let me get 2 more 5s, man, and we gone. Just like that, we gone. Move on to the next one. What event led to the discovery of Ezra Charles' bruised heart he suffered in sparring? Eric, I'm talking about child support. I should take that as a 5. I'm gonna take that as a 5. Bruce Goals gave me a 5. It's a fighter named Laverne Roach was killed by a fighter named Georgie Small. You know what I'm saying? So that led to more strenuous pre-fight physicals and stuff like Bruce Gold said. So once again, a fighter named Laverne Roach was killed by a fighter named Georgie Small. So we're gonna get a 5 on that one. You know, a death in the ring is gonna make motherfuckers, you know, take a closer look. You know what I'm saying? Especially in them still formative type of years in boxing. All right, next question. What size gloves were used in exhibitions in the 1950s? Once again, what size gloves were used in exhibitions in the 1950s? There's a straight up pure trivia question. And I know I can get some guesses on this, man. Y'all just throw some guesses out there. Bruce Gold say 6-ounce glove. No, they were using 6-ounce gloves in real fights. Hell, Sugar Ray Robinson was fighting in 6-ounce gloves. Eric Carr gave me a janky ass 13-ounce glove. But where the hell you pulled that 13 out? One Renzo, that'll be 10-ounce gloves. 10-ounce gloves were used in exhibitions in the 1950s. So that's one way, Renzo. Good shit. Okay, next question. What man is said to be the inspiration behind Muhammad Ali's trash talk? Once again, what man is said to be the inspiration behind Muhammad Ali's trash talk? I think y'all don't know the answer to this one. Okay, Bruce Goals got that shit. That'll be Gorgeous George, the wrestler. That's another one for Bruce Goals. Gorgeous George, the wrestler. Goddamn, said he was pretty. All right, next question. What is the first fight in history where a heavyweight title challenger made more money than the champion? I see Juan Ray Renzo pulling up the rear with the Gorgeous George. Once again, what is the first fight in history where a heavyweight title challenger made more money than the champion? Again, what is the first fight in boxing history where a heavyweight title challenger made more money than the champion? Bruce Gold. Now we got to go back in the day. Talking about Holmes and Cooney. We got to go further back. I mean, think about it. Just think about it. Use your brain a little bit. You'll understand where I'm coming from. You know what I'm saying? Just think about it. It'll make sense. You will at least get half of the question. In regard talking about Ray Robinson, I said in heavyweight, the heavyweights. Okay, Bruce Gold say Joe Louis and Max Smelling. He got half of it, right? He got half of it, right? Gil Coles, who were that? Tommy Burns or something? King Boxing say Rocky Marciano. Bruce Gold's got half of that shit, but I need it all on the same line, though. Don't break it up and have me searching all over the place for the names. You know what I'm saying? Just put them on the same line. Eric Carr talking about Max Baer. No, sir. I said that Joe Louis was half of this. You know what I'm saying? So who was the champion after Joe Louis? You think about it. Joe Louis retired. He came back and he got a title fight. So, you know, Joe Louis was the biggest name in boxing. So by him retiring and coming back, he was still a big name. And that's what made him demand more money than the champion. Bruce Gold said Lewis and Walcott. No, sir. Who did Jersey Joe walk? Okay, Bruce Gold got it. That'll be Joe Louis versus Ezra Charles. Thank you. That's another one for Bruce Gold. Joe Louis versus Ezra Charles. Okay, next question. What nickname was given to Ray Arcell after working the corners of many men who were beaten by Joe Louis? Once again, what nickname was given to Ray Arcell after working the corners of many men who were beaten by Joe Louis? Mad Chad Boxing and Sports, what's up with you, man? Welcome to the gym. He said Bruce Gold's the GOAT. Yeah, Bruce Gold's cold with his shit. Bruce Gold say the Undertaker. Mad Chad Boxing say Twinkle Toes. Eric R say Boom Boom. No sirs. If y'all don't know, y'all can drop me a 5 though. Once again, what nickname was given to Ray Arcell after working the corners of many men who were beaten by Joe Louis? Gil Cole's got that shit. That'll be the meat wagon. The meat wagon. Gil Cole's got that shit. Absolutely. Okay, next question. What fighter did Joe Louis face in his first title defense? And his initials are TF. And this is not a fighter that you hear every day. Once again, what fighter did Joe Louis face in his first title defense? And his initials are TF. TF are his initials. What fighter did Joe Louis face in his first title defense? And his initials are TF. Bruce Gold. Okay, Bruce Gold got that shit. That'll be Tommy Farr. I think that's how you pronounce it. Shit, Tommy Farr. That's another Bruce Gold. Bruce Gold said he came to get him one today. Next question. What great fighter frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? Once again, what great trainer frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? If I give y'all the initials, that's going to make it too easy. Once again, what great trainer frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? And this is a great trainer, one of the all-time great trainers. One way Renzo said Manuel Stewart, no sir. That's a good guess though. Bruce Gold said Georgie Benton, no sir. That's another great trainer. That was a hell of a fighter. One of my favorites to go watch. Once again, what great trainer frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? Eric R say Customato, no sir. I'll go and give y'all the initials. His initials are EF. EF are his initials. I know that's a race for the keys now. I say EF. EF for his initials. What great trainer frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? And his initials are EF. Great trainer. Once again, what great trainer frequently sparred Joe Louis at Bruce's gym in Detroit? Bruce Gold. I don't even know what that shit, what that mean. One Ray Renzo, Eddie Futton. I'm gonna go and get. Damn, man, y'all got me stuck. One Ray Renzo, I kind of want to give it to him, man, because but he spelled that shit so fucked up, man. I might have to go ahead and go with Bruce Goals. I'm gonna have to go with Bruce Goals. Eddie Futch. Eddie Futch was the answer. Eddie Futch. Okay, next question. What name used to be given to slick boxers? Like what nickname did they call them in the newspapers? And if you go to channels like Scrapbook Boxing, you'll hear this name from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I say it from time to time too. I called Shakur Stevenson the same nickname this past weekend to kind of describe his style. You know what I'm saying? Once again, what nickname used to be given to slick boxers? Like in the newspaper write-ups and stuff. The slick boxers. And you'll see like the old-time historians and stuff, they use this name fairly frequently. I done heard Scrapbook use the name probably like 5 or 6 times. Pecos Bill got that shit. That'll be Cutie Pie. Pecos Bill, they got on the board on them boys. MZ. Damn me. That'll be a Cutie Pie. Okay, next question. History will remember Ezra Charles's title defense versus Joey Maxim for what first in boxing? Once again, history will remember Ezra Charles's title defense versus Joey Maxim for what? Pecos Bill got up in there with the cutie pie on them boy. Once again, history will remember Ezra Charles' title defense versus Joey Maxim for what first? This might be kind of a tough question, but it's like it's a standard that they still use today in boxing. You know what I'm saying? And that tradition was started in this fight right here, and it's kind of to drum up. It's used to get some excitement for the, and it's also for the bettors. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's to drum up excitement for the fight, and it's also for the bettors to get a look. Bruce Gold talking about TV, no sir. It do got something to do with TV though. I will say, it had something to do with TV, but it's not like it was like the first fight shown on TV or anything like that. That ain't what I'm talking about. One Way Renzo say weigh in. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you. I'm gonna give it to One Way Renzo. I don't know if I should give it to him though, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and give it to him, man, so we can keep the shit moving. But it did have something to do with the weigh-in. It was the first televised weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give that to One Way Renzo. The first televised weigh-in. Yeah, the first televised weigh-in. Good shit. I'm gonna give it to you. Next question. Who is the first man to stop Joey Maxim? And his initials are CS, and this is not a fighter that you hear every day. Once again, who is the first man to stop Joey Maxim? And his initials are CS. And like I said, this is not the type of fighter that you hear about every day. Bruce Gold said, give it to him. Yeah, I went on and gave it to the motherfucker, man. I'm glad I ain't get too much of a protest about it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just trying to keep it moving. Because I ain't trying to hold y'all all night, man. And like I said, I got quite a few questions and shit. But we about halfway there, though. Once again, who is the first man to stop Joey Maxim? And his initials are CS. And if you don't know, go ahead and drop a 5 out there, man. Don't nothing make me more happy than dropping a 5. Eric R say smash the like button, man. Definitely would appreciate everybody hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? Subscribe if you haven't. Gil Cole's got that shit. That'll be Curtis Shepard. So that's another one from my boy Gil Cole's, Curtis Shepard. Good shit, bro. Next question. Who was the first man to stop Harry Greb? And his initials are JC. This is a fighter that y'all might have heard of before, but people don't talk about him all the time. You know what I'm saying? I see you pulling up the rear One Way Renzo with the Curtis Shepard. Once again, who was the first man to stop Harry Greb? And his initials are JC. Bruce Gold say Carter. I don't know. Only Carter I can think of is Jimmy Carter. He was like a 3-time lightweight champion. That ain't who I'm talking about, though. I don't even know what weight class. I think this guy might have fought at light heavyweight, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, who was the first man to stop Harry Greb? And his initials are JC. Like I said, this ain't a fighter that you hear about all the time. And at the same time, I think he was like a light heavyweight. JC are his initials. And if you don't know, go ahead and drop me a 5. Drop me an uncle, drop me a T.O. Y'all be being stingy with them 5s, man. Y'all hate to drop your boy Trey X a 5. Once again, who was the first man to stop Harry Greb? Bruce Gold talking about Julio Cesar. I should take that shit as a 5. I should take that as a 5, Bruce Gold. Talking about some damn Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. His initials are JC. Okay, Gil Cole's got another one. That'll be Joe Chip. That's another one for Gil Cole, Joe Chip. Next question. Who objected to Ezra Charles fighting Jersey Joe Walcott for the 3rd time? He felt like them motherfuckers was testing fate one too many times, fucking around with Jersey Joe Walcott. You know what I'm saying? I think in the first fight, Ezra Charles had a pretty good showing against Walcott. So they were like, fuck it, man, we'll fight him again. Jake Mintz. Jake Mintz was like the manager for Ezra Charles, and he put him in with Jersey Joe Walcott again. But who objected to Ezra Charles fighting Jersey Joe Walcott for the 3rd time? Eric R talking about Bob Arum. Once again, who objected to Ezra Charles fighting Jersey Joe Walcott for the third time? And his initials are R.A., and we have mentioned this. We've mentioned this person today. This guy has been mentioned. Bruce Gold say Joe Lewis. No, sir. His initials are R.A. R.A. And like I said, he has been mentioned today already. Who objected to Ezra Charles fighting Jersey Joe Walcott for the third time? And his initials are R.A. The Ezra Charles camp had brought this guy in to work with Ezra Charles. I can't remember what had happened with the other situation they had, but they brought this motherfucker in to help. And his initials are R.A. And this motherfucker he done been around a whole bunch of great fighters, man. Like the list is long as hell. He might have worked with more great fighters than any other trainer, to be real. And like I said, he been mentioned before today already. Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Ray Arcell. That's another one for Bruce Gold. Yeah, Ray Arcell was like, hey, man, we can't be tempting fate that many times. I mean, this motherfucker Jersey Joe Walcott can fight. You know what I'm saying? And look what happened. That motherfucker slipped. What did he slip? He might have slipped the right hand and came back with like that 45-degree type punch. A lot of people call it the left hook, but it looked like a half hook, half uppercut type punch. And he knocked my boy Ezra Charles out with that shit. Next question. After beating Ezra Charles to win the heavyweight championship, why didn't Massachusetts recognize Walcott as the champion? Once again, after beating Ezra Charles to win the heavyweight championship, why didn't Massachusetts recognize Walcott as the champion? Again, after beating Ezra Charles to win the heavyweight championship, why didn't Massachusetts recognize Walcott as the champion? I might get a 5 out of y'all on this one. I might give me an uncle or a T.O. out of y'all, boy, man. A cinco. Drop a cinco for your boy. Once again, after beating Ezra Charles to win the heavyweight championship, why didn't Massachusetts recognize Walcott as the champion? And if you think about it, you can probably come up with a good answer. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gold said convicted felon. No, sir. No, sir. It wasn't because of no jail time or nothing like that. It seemed like Walcott might have been I don't know. I can't speak on that, man. I don't know a lot about his history. Matter of fact, my next book, I'm getting a Jersey Joe Walcott book. I saw it on Kindle for like $20 or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna learn a little bit more about Jersey Joe Walcott. Eric Gar gave me a cinco. Let me get 2 more 5s, man. We'll keep it moving. El Chapo, what's up, bro? Said they thought he was robbed. No, sir. It wasn't nothing like that. Think about what did the historians say? As a matter of fact, what made Jersey Joe Walcott special as a champion? You know what I'm saying? Just think about that. What made not Ezra Charles, but Jersey Joe Walcott, what made him special as a champion? And later on, what made him special was broken by another great heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. You know what I say about Jersey Joe Walcott. Even though I did see a video here recently that kind of made me go against that. Bruce Gold's got that shit too old. And what they said was they forbade champions to be over the age of 36. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they always talked about how the man was old. But I saw a video here recently with Jersey Joe Walcott and Joe Lewis, and they had went over their fight that they had. And Jersey Joe Walcott actually looked much younger than Joe Lewis. So even if he was older, it looked like he took care of himself a lot better than Joe Lewis. Because Joe Lewis in that video, he looked like he was 10 years older than Jersey Joe Walcott. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was like 37 when he won the championship. So they forbade champions over the age of 36. So that's another one for Bruce Gold. Good shit, OG. Next question. According to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? Once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? I know y'all know this one, man. I got to throw some silly shit in every now and then, you know what I'm saying? But once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? Sean Icon was going down. So he saw that video. Yeah, I watched that video, I think like 2 days ago or something like that. Jersey Joe Walcott and Joe Lewis looked like they was having a good time. But I was like, damn, I thought Jersey Joe Walcott was supposed to be like 5 years older than what he reported. And he looked like he was 10 years younger than Joe Lewis. You know what I'm saying? But once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? I don't even remember after what fight he had said this shit. Again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? So break down that acronym, HBO, what that shit stand for. He ain't talking about no home box office. If y'all don't know, drop me some fives, drop me a cinco, drop me a T.O. You know what I'm saying? Go on, give it up. Uncle, tap. Tap out, goddamn, if you don't know the answer. Once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? You might not be able to go to Google for this one. I'm trying to think what fight he had said this shit in. He said it in the post-fight interview. Gil Cole said, man, I forgot. I remember seeing that live. Yeah. Once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? Let me get a 5, man. Let me get a cinco. We ain't got to sit here all day on the same question. You know what I'm saying? So we got places to be, people to see around this motherfucker. All right, Gil Coles gave me a 5. Sean Icon said he saw, but he forgot. So I'm going to take that as a 5. So let me get one more 5, man, and we're going to keep it moving. I didn't think I was going to get no 5 on this question, man. I thought this motherfucker was going to be relatively easy. Sean Icon gave me, or you already counted you as a 5. So let me get one more 5, and we gone. One more 5, we gone. According to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for what? Y'all stingy motherfuckers, man. Let me get a cinco. You know what I'm saying? One more cinco. Okay, Juan Ray Rizzo gave it to me. He called HBO Homeboys Only. Once again, according to the great James Toney, HBO is an acronym that stands for Homeboys Only. So that's the 5 takes it. Homeboys Only. Next question. Zach Clayton holds what distinction in boxing history? Yo, get that motherfucker damn fool, huh, Gil? Once again, Zach Clayton holds what distinction in boxing history? Sean Icon, HBO needs to fire his ass, yeah. Once again, Zach Clayton holds what distinction in boxing history? Bruce Gold said, last 15 round ref, you in the ballpark. That might also be what something for him, but that's not what I'm talking about on this question though. It's something that's a little bit more historically significant. You know what I'm saying? I know that's probably pretty significant too, but this one is a little bit more significant to our audience. You know what I'm saying? People like me, people like our audience. But once again, Zach Clayton holds what distinction in boxing history? But he was a referee, though. He was a referee. So y'all use your brain. The motherfucker was a referee. So what distinction does he hold in boxing history? Just think about it, and it should come to your mind. And if it don't come to your mind, drop a 5 out there, goddamn me. Once again, Zach Clayton holds what distinction in boxing history? And I will say he was a goat-smelling motherfucker, too. Bruce Gold say fast and stoppers, no, sir. Gil Cole talking about the rumble in the jungle. No, this is, y'all think about some history type shit, man. Hot Mike gave me a 5. What's up with you, man? Let me get, okay, One Ray Renzo say first black ref. I'm going to go ahead and give it to you. But what it was the first black referee for a world title fight. And it was Ezra Charles versus Jersey Joe Walcott part 4. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go ahead and give it to One Ray Renzo. He wasn't just like the first black ref, but he was the first black ref in the world title fight. And he was a mob control motherfucker too. So, you know, it's history, but he was a mark ass dude anyway, though. He had did some kind of shady shit. I just can't remember what it was. I think he had robbed. He robbed. A matter of fact, in this fight right here, a lot of people felt like Ezra Charles beat Jersey Joe Walcott in that fight, but he got the short end of the stick, and a big reason was because of the referee, and he was like a mild controlled motherfucker. So he fucked Ezra Charles out of that fourth fight against Jersey Joe Walcott. That's what it was. But yeah, the first black referee in the world title fight. Okay, next question. Rocky Marciano ended a 70-fight win streak of what prodigious mover and counterpuncher? And his initials are HM, and this is not a fighter that you hear about every day. And I think we got to give Rocky Marciano a little bit more credit than what he get too. You know what I'm saying? To me, he kind of remind me of like the boxing game Steph Curry. And the reason that I say that is because he looked like a regular everyday motherfucker, but he was able to do some amazing things. And that's the way I look at Steph Curry. He don't look like no fucking LeBron James. That motherfucker like he barely taller than me, even though he probably way taller than me because I ain't but 5'9". But I'm just saying, he like a regular looking dude, but he able to do some amazing shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I kind of feel about Rocky Marciano. Rocky Marciano showed that you ain't got to be just the greatest scientific fighter and still have some success. And if you think about he was fighting Ezra Charles, Joe Louis. I know Joe Louis was a little old. Archie Moore, you know what I'm saying? Jersey Joe Walcott, if I ain't said it already. But once again, Rocky Marciano ended a 70-fight win streak of what prodigious mover and counterpuncher, and his initials are HM. HM are his initials. You gotta give a little bit more credit to Rocky Marciano. That motherfucker was tough, and he was getting off the ground. You can't talk about damn 5'9". Everybody taller than you, my G. See, one thing about men that I think is good is like this motherfucker, King of King Boxing, he a big motherfucker. Oh yeah, One Way Renzo got the question. He got the question right. That'll be One Way Renzo. That's Harry Matthews. One Way Renzo. But like when it come to men, say I'm 5'9", so I'm short, you know what I'm saying? So like this motherfucker King of King Boxing, he like 6'5" or 6'6". Okay, you tall like that? All right, nigga, you go play wide receiver, you go play tight end. I'm 5'9", nigga, I'll play running back. You know what I'm saying? We got a place for everybody. You big nigga, you could be a power forward, let me run point guard. You know what I'm saying? It's something that a nigga can do. Square business, okay. Hold on, let me make sure I got, okay, yeah, One Ray Winslow got that shit. Okay, next question. What man refereed, hold on. Oh yeah, what man refereed and was a sole judge of Ezra Charles's robbery loss to Rex Lane in their rematch? And this is a fighter that we all done heard about a million times, you know what I'm saying? Hell, I done even seen some lists where they got this guy like in the top 10 of all time when it come to fighters. But once again, what man refereed and was a sole judge of Ezra Charles's robbery loss to Rex Lane in their rematch? It was a 10-round fight, and this man's turned in a scorecard that had 2 rounds for Rex Lane, 1 round for Ezra Charles, and he scored 7 rounds even. That motherfucker had a 2-1-7 scorecard. His initials are JD. JD are his initials. Once again, what man refereed and was a sole judge of Ezra Charles's robbery loss to Rex Lane in their rematch, and his initials are JD. JD are his initials. And I think one of the best fights of all time, if we would have got a chance to see this guy versus Rocky Marciano, I think that shit would have been cold. That would have been a hell of a fight. You know what I'm saying? Because ain't now one of them motherfuckers trying to take a backward step. Bruce Gold say Jersey Joe Walcott, no sir. His initials are JD. JD are his initials. Look at Gil Cole talking about Adelaide Bird. Once again, what man refereed and was the sole judge of Ezra Charles's robbery loss to Rex Lane in their rematch? And his initials are JD. And this is a very well-known fighter, y'all, as far as boxing history. Matter of fact, at one time, he was like the cash cow king of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Eric R got this shit. That'll be Jack Dempsey. That's another one for my boy Eric R. Jack Dempsey on them boys with his cheating ass. Okay, next question. After his career was over, fighter Tommy Harrison lived on the streets and posed as what fighter, leading to a Los Angeles Times article and feature film called Resurrecting. Once again, after his career was over, fighter Tommy Harrison lived on the streets and posed as what fighter, leading to a Los Angeles Times article and feature film called Resurrecting the Champ. And this guy has been mentioned today too. This fighter has been mentioned today already. Once again, after his career was over, fighter Tommy Harrison lived on the streets and posed as what fighter, leading to a Los Angeles Times article and feature film called Resurrecting the Champ. And this guy has been mentioned today. His initials are BS. BS are his initials. So just remember, who was BS last time? Gil Cole's got that shit. That'll be Bob Satterfield. That's another one for my boy Gil Cole. Bob Satterfield. Next question. What Cuban scored a convincing upset victory over Ezra Charles in 1953? And his initials are NV. And this is not a fighter that you hear every day. I think I'm about to get me a 5. But once again, what Cuban scored a convincing upset victory over Ezra Charles in 1953? And his initials are NV. Bruce Gold's got that shit. Nino Valdez. Damn, I thought I was going to give me a 5 out of y'all, man. Bruce Gold, you a mark, man. Good shit, though. Nino Valdez. Okay, next question. What led to Archie Moore's dominance of the light heavyweight division? And just use some common sense. Use common sense right here. Once again, what led to Archie Moore's dominance of the light heavyweight division? And like I said, use some common sense. You know what I'm saying? The question might sound like it's harder than what it really is. Again, what led to Archie Moore's dominance of the light heavyweight division? Bruce Gold say World War II. No, sir. Not directly. Not directly. I can understand why you would say that answer, but no, not directly. But once again, what led to Archie Moore's dominance of the light heavyweight division? One way Renzo say size. Nah, I ain't talking about that simple. You know what I'm saying? But it is like some common sense though. Just think about it. Just think about it. Eric Carr talking about his physique. Yeah, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But just I'm trying to think of a hint that I can give y'all, because it was somebody that was whooping his ass on a pretty consistent basis. I think he whooped his ass like 3 times, and after this motherfucker got out the way, that's when Archie Moore was able to do what he needed to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's the hint that I'm gonna give you. Once again, what led to Archie Moore's dominance of the light heavyweight division? Use a little bit of common sense. I guess you got to know a little bit about the history of Archie Moore too, so you can use some common sense. Gil Cole say age. I guess that got a little bit to do with it. The motherfucker had some durability. Bruce Gold, yeah, Ezra Charles. So Ezra Charles moved to heavyweight. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Bruce Gold, because Ezra Charles moved to heavyweight, and that cleared the way for Archie Moore to do what he needed to do, because Archie Moore couldn't fuck with Ezra Charles. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go ahead and get that to Bruce Gold. Ezra Charles moved to heavyweight. Oh, let me find my place real quick. Okay, I'd asked this question before, y'all. Who is the only fighter to stop a father and his son? Lala DJ gonna come in with a dry ass Charles. Yeah, Bruce Gold on this shit. Once again, who is the only fighter to stop a father and his son? Get your ass knocked out like your father used to. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gold say Joe Frazier. No, sir. This is a very well-known fighter, and a fighter that has been mentioned several times today. Once again, who is the only fighter to stop a father and his son? And I have asked this question on the channel before. Lala D say Ali, no, ma'am. Bruce Gold said Larry Holmes, no, sir. I mean, just think about the era that we in. You know what I'm saying? Most of these questions came from the same book, so I'm in a certain era. You know what I'm saying? Lala D say Sugar Ray Robinson, no, ma'am. That is in that era, though. Once again, who is the only fighter to stop a father and his son? And like I said, this guy has been mentioned today. If I give you the initials, his initials are AC. I'm gonna give you the hard initials. AC or his initials. Even though that ain't the name that we use most of the time. But yeah, AC or his initials. for his real name, not the name that we call him. La D say Booker Williams. I don't even who the fuck is Booker? That do sound familiar. I don't know why my mind just went blank though. Once again, who is the only fighter to stop a father and his son? Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Arnold Cream. So Jersey Joe Walcott, he stopped Phil and Harold Johnson. So that's Jersey Joe Walcott. That's Bruce Gold's with another one. It's the Bruce Gold show today. Okay, next question. How did the IBC, I think that's the International Boxing Club of New York, respond to Ray Arcell working for their competitors on Saturday night fights? Yeah, I got you, Bruce Gold, with the Arnold Cream. You know what I'm saying? Once again, how did the IBC of New York respond to Ray Arcell working for their competitors on Saturday night fights? La D say fired that motherfucker. Well, he didn't work for them, so they couldn't fire him. You know what I'm saying? But that's a good guess, though. That makes sense. Once again, how did the IBC of New York respond to Ray Arcell working for their competitors on Saturday night fights? And you got to think about it, man. This is like the 1950s. You know what I'm saying? The mob was running everything. El Chapo say they banned that motherfucker. Now it's a little bit more serious than that. We thinking about the mafia and shit, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the 1950s. Anything goes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this was a crucial time in boxing. Bruce Gold said broke the motherfucking legs. I'm gonna go ahead. One Ray Renzo say car bomb. Bruce Gold say fucked him up. I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Bruce Gold. They sent henchmen to hit the motherfucker in the head with a lead pipe, and they put Ray Arcell in the hospital for a while for that shit. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Bruce Gold. They fucked him up. Good shit, bro. Okay, next question. What fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem? Lala D told me she want to report Sean the icon for laughing at her answer. Gil Cole said, hold up. I said that. Where you at, bro? I don't see you nowhere, Gil Cole. You tripping, bro. I don't see your answer at all. Bruce Gold said, it's we make him guess right. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem? And if you enjoy going to scrapbook boxing videos, you done heard of this motherfucker several times. You know what I'm saying? He won a scrapbook favorite middleweight. So I will say that he was a middleweight. But once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem? And he was if I'm not mistaken, he was a colored middleweight champion. His initials are JM. JM. Wade, One Ray Renzo, A.B. Bain, Lala D, Tiger Flowers, no ma'am. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem, and his initials are JM? I think I done heard of this guy probably on like a dozen scrapbook boxing videos. You know what I'm saying? But once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem, and his initials are JM? JM are his initials. He was a colored middleweight champion. Eric Garza say Archie Moore. JM are his initials, not AM. JM, like Jordan, Jolly, Jealous, Jerry. You know what I'm saying? J. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pride of Harlem? JM. Lala Lee said, damn, I got to get back on Scrapbook's pal. Yeah, I be still going over there. Yeah, I be watching them old ass videos too. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm all about that boxing knowledge. That's one thing I love YouTube, man. I don't think boxing will be the same. It might not even have survived without YouTube, to be real, keeping up all this excitement and shit all the time about the sport. You got people like Scrapbook and all these different historians that can give out all this information. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think YouTube was big for boxing. Bruce Gold said Jimmy Bivens, no sir. JM are his initials. Lala D's Jack McVeigh. Lala D got on the board. That'll be Jack McVeigh. The Pride of Harlem on the motherfucker. Jack McVeigh. Next question. What fighter went by the alias the Harlem Thunderbolt? Bruce Gold say Scrapbook, my man. Yeah, I fuck with Scrapbook, man. OG historian. You know what I'm saying? Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Harlem Thunderbolt? And matter of fact, Scrapbook Boxing say this is his favorite middleweight of all time. According to Scrapbook, this is his favorite middleweight of all time. What fighter went by the alias the Harlem Thunderbolt? This motherfucker here say, I'm disliking your video, idiot. Man, we over here doing boxing trivia, boxing knowledge and shit, man. Come on. Y'all hit that motherfucker with a wrench or something. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Harlem Thunderbolt? One Way Renzo got this shit. That'll be Harry Smith. Good shit, Harry Smith. Like I said, Scrapbook said that's his favorite middleweight. One Way Renzo. Good shit, bro. Harry Smith. Okay, next question. What big, fierce-looking ex-con did Ezra Charles spar in preparation for his bout versus Bob Satterfield? Hold on, Lala D said she said Smith. Okay, she did say Smith. Yeah, that's Lala D. I gotta take that from you, One Ray Winslow. Lala D did say Smith. Good shit. Lala D 2 in a row on the motherfuckers. Okay, my bad about that. Harry Smith, the Harlem Thunderbolt. Okay, what big, fierce-looking ex-con did Ezra Charles spar in preparation for his bout versus Bob Satterfield? Bruce Gold's got this shit. That'll be the great Sonny Liston. Bruce Gold's got this shit. Sonny Liston. Sonny Liston is underrated too, man. I think Sonny Liston, you might can say he was like a top 5 heavyweight of all time. That's just my opinion, though. You know what I'm saying? Motherfucker had one of the hardest jabs in history. He was dominating in the 50s. A lot of people think about him going against Ali in the early 60s, but his prime was in the 50s. You know what I'm saying? And that motherfucker was whooping everybody's ass. Next question. Charlie Goldman was a trainer of what legendary heavyweight champion? And this man has been mentioned today. Once again, Charlie Goldman was the trainer of what legendary heavyweight champion? Eric Garson listening will win all the goddamn belts today. I think he would too, bro. He is very underrated, man. He don't get the credit that he deserves because everybody always think about him in the mob. They think about the rematch against Ali, you know what I'm saying, with that anchor punch and shit. Eric, no, that ain't the right answer. Bruce Gold's got it wrong too. I think Ghostface Killer, hands like Sonny, listening on them boy. Once again, Charlie Goldman was the trainer of what legendary heavyweight champion? The one y'all might be right. I don't know everybody that the man trained, but the guy that I'm talking about, okay, Gil Cole's got that shit, is what I'm talking about. Rocky Marciano. And I see you right behind him, One Ray Renzo, but Gil Cole got it on my screen. So that would be the great Rocky Marciano. Next question. What very unorthodox fighter fought Floyd Patterson and scored back-to-back upset victories over Ezra Charles? And his initials are TJ. And his nickname starts with an H. And they put it all together, so it'd be THJ. Once again, what very unorthodox fighter fought Floyd Patterson and scored back-to-back upset victories over Ezra Charles? And his initials are T. H is the nickname, and J is his last name. THJ. Lala D said Johansson. I don't know why my mind just went blank. Sound like I done heard of a fucking Johansson. I don't know why I can't think of it right now. My calories kind of low too, so man, my brain ain't just working at its optimum level. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Ingemar Johansson is who you talking about. Ingemar Johansson is the motherfucker that got the upset. He fought a trilogy against Floyd Patterson. Yeah, Ingemar Johansson. But that ain't the answer though. Eric R got that shit. That'd be Tommy Hurricane Jackson. Tommy Hurricane Jackson. So that's another one for Eric R. Okay, next question. Let me make sure I'm in the right spot. Okay, next question. Hold on. Andres Aldama beat what fighter to secure a gold medal at the 1980 Olympics? Once again, Andres Aldama beat what fighter to secure a gold medal at the 1980 Olympics? And I have kind of moved out the era that I was just talking about, you know what I'm saying? I got to mix it up on y'all a little bit. But this is a very well-known fighter, man. This is a fighter that a lot of people like. Lala D got this. How the fuck you know that, Lala? Come on, man. John the Beast Mugabe. Lala D up in this motherfucker, man. Hey, Lala D is a champion, though. She done won one of these motherfuckers before, but that's the right answer, man. John the Beast Mugabe on the motherfuckers. Okay, next question. What was the pinnacle of Jimmy Young's career? When she talking about she get, that was a hell of a guess. You pulled that right out your ass. All right, once again, what was the pinnacle of Jimmy Young's career? What was the pinnacle of Jimmy Young's career? Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be beating George Foreman. That's another one for Bruce Gold. Beating George Foreman. Absolutely. Okay, next question. This is an easy one right here. What fighter went by the alias the Pittsburgh Windmill? I see you down there putting up the real shine icon. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Pittsburgh Windmill? It's an easy question right here. The Pittsburgh Windmill. A lot of people got him ranked number 2 all time. In fact, Scrapbook got him ranked number two all time. Gil Cole got that shit. That'll be the great Harry Greb. That's another one for Gil Coles. Harry Greb. Next question. I asked this question on the channel before too. What fighter went by the alias the Hill District Holocaust? Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Hill District Holocaust? Lala D said, damn, Burley was from there too. Well, you know, that makes sense because I read a Charlie Burley book. Bruce Gold talking about Leonard. Now Leonard was what was he, the ghetto wizard? I want to say he was the ghetto, unless you talking about Sugar Ray Leonard. I'm thinking you talking about Benny Leonard. But what fighter went by the alias the Hill District Holocaust? This fighter has been today, and it has been mentioned in the chat very recently. It's been mentioned in the chat very recently. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Hill District Holocaust? I like that name too, man. I think that's a player nickname for a fighter, the Hill District Holocaust on the motherfucker. You just know he about to come beat your ass. The Hill District Holocaust. I don't see the answer though. Like I said, this fighter has been mentioned today, and this fighter has been mentioned very recently in the chat. Matter of fact, I'm looking at the goddamn name right now. Once again, what fighter went by the alias the Hill District Holocaust? You might not find this one on Google either. I don't know. The first time I saw it, it was in the book that I'm reading. But they was putting it in the newspapers and stuff, you know what I'm saying? So that definitely was his nickname that they were using. Bruce Gold's got this shit. That'll be the great Charlie Burley, one of my favorite fighters all time. That fight that he got against Oakland Billy Smith is a badass man. He put them beats on Oakland Billy Smith. And the historians be trying to give Oakland Billy Smith some credit, talking about, oh, it was a good fight. Man, that man went out there and got his ass demolished, fucking around with Charlie Burley. 100. 1,000, goddamn me, Charlie Burley. He got his ass whooped. Okay, next question. What persistent problem almost derailed Charlie Burley's career? And this is just some common sense, man. This should be a race for the keys. Once again, what persistent problem almost derailed Charlie Burley's career? Once again, what persistent problem almost derailed Charlie Burley's career? Lala D got this shit. That'll be hand injuries, hand problems. That's another one for Lala D. Good shit. Next question. What fighter held a 14-second knockout record at Motor Square Garden? And his initials are TG, and he was part of the Bomb of the Month Club. Once again, what fighter held a 14-second KO record at Motor Square Garden? His initials were TG, and he was part of the Bomb of the Month Club. China Icon says she the truth. Yeah, she done won one of these hoes before. She done won a tournament before. Bruce Gold's got this shit. That'll be Tony Two-Ton Galento. Tony Two-Ton Galento. That's another one for Bruce Golds. Good shit, Bruce. Tony Two-Ton Galento. Okay, this is gonna be kind of a tough one right here, y'all. But What fighter was a Pittsburgh rival of Charlie Burley and beat Burley in the AAU finals and eliminated Burley in the regional finals of the Mountain Association Golden Gloves? His initials are LS. His nickname starts with an I. So they'll put it like IS. You know what I'm saying? His nickname, then his first name, then his last name. What fighter was a Pittsburgh rival of Charlie Burley and beat Burley in the AAU finals and eliminated Burley in the regional finals of the Mountain Association Golden Gloves? Lala dice Coco Kid, no ma'am. His initials are LS and his nickname starts with an I. Like I said, this one pretty tough, man. I might get a 5 out of y'all because I never heard of this fighter until I read this book. You know what I'm saying? But from what I was reading, he was a motherfucker that could fight. He was square business. He was whooping folks all over the goddamn place in the amateurs, though. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really see much about him in the pros. Bruce Gold said, Iron, no, sir. Oh, yeah, if you can just get the nickname, too, man. I'm taking nicknames. I'm taking anything that y'all can put out there. His initials were LS, and his nickname starts with an I. Think about that time period, man. You know, a lot of people. Matter of fact, it was a fighter that was in a trilogy in our modern times, and his name started with an I too. And it's one of the most famous trilogies of all time. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, one of the fighters, I think he might have got into the Hall of Fame just based off this one fucking trilogy. I guess I can't say that. I can't take that the man career away from him. But it do seem like this particular trilogy had a real impact on this dude's Hall of Fame status. Lala D said invisible. No, man. Once again, what fighter was a Pittsburgh rival of Charlie Burley and beat in the AAU finals and eliminated Burley in the regional finals of the Mountain Association Golden Gloves? His initials were LS, and his nickname started with an I. And that same nickname that he had, one of the fighters that was in the trilogy in our lifetime, that might be like the most famous modern day trilogy, he had the exact same last name. I mean, not last name, but nickname. My bad, nickname. So if y'all give me that nickname, I'm cool with it. Or you can just drop me a 5 and we can keep it moving. Drop me a 5, drop me a 5, drop me a TO, drop me an uncle. Once again, what fighter was a Pittsburgh rival of Charlie Burley? And he beat Burley in the AAU finals and eliminated Burley in the regional finals of the Mountain Association Golden Gloves. Gil Coles and Lala D gave me a 5. Let me get one more 5. We gone. Just like that. We gone like the wind in this motherfucker. And this probably going to be y'all first time hearing about this guy. You know what I'm saying? Let me get one more 5. We gone. Bruce Gold say, Ingo, I'm going to take that as a 5. His name was Irish Leo Sweeney. In the trilogy, the modern day trilogy that I was talking about was Irish Mickey Ward when he went against Arturo Gatti. And I felt like that trilogy was a big reason that Arturo Gatti got into the Hall of Fame. But Irish Leo Sweeney is the name. So 5 gets the spot. Next question. Why didn't Charlie Burley compete in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin? Once again, why didn't Charlie Burley compete in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin? And this is kind of like a common sense type of answer. Once again, why didn't Charlie Burley compete in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin? Because he did qualify. Lala D say Hitler said no. You on the right track. You a little bit too specific. Gil Cole say racist. I need you to be a little bit more specific with the answer. It wasn't just like racism, but it's a particular thing that I want y'all to say. Bruce Gold say World War II. Be a little bit more specific than that. What about World War II? Bruce Gold say drafted. Sean the Icon say USA didn't send a team. I think they did send a team. I think they did send a team, but Charlie Burley decided not to go. Lala D said the Holocaust, so it was the Nazi regime. The Nazi regime, he objected to the Nazi regime. So that's I'm gonna go ahead and get that to Lala D. The Holocaust, the Nazi regime. Okay, next question. What originated in 1925 in direct opposition to the modern Olympics? Once again, what originated in 1925 in direct opposition to the modern Olympics? Again, what originated in 1925 in direct opposition to the modern Olympics? And the initials are WG. 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 And this is what Charlie Burley decided to compete in instead of going to the 1936 Olympics. He decided to go to this shit here. Bruce Gold say the World Games. That's a good guess, but you're not quite right though. But the initials are WG. It's not World Games though. Once again, what originated in 1925 in direct opposition to the modern Olympics? And the initials are WG. It kind of looked like World Games, but it ain't quite World Games. You know what I'm saying? It starts with a W-O and an R though. Bruce Gold said the Western Games. It starts with a W-O-R, that first word. Gil Cole's got this shit. That'll be the Workers' Games. That's another one for Gil Cole's. The Workers' Games. Okay, next question. What canceled the 1936 Workers' Games in Barcelona? And this is some history type shit, you know what I'm saying? It's history, but Charlie Burley was caught up in the middle of this shit. You know what I'm saying? The motherfucker was scared as hell too. Once again, what canceled the 1936 Workers' Games in Barcelona? What historical event? Again, what historical event canceled the 1936 Workers' Games in Barcelona? Gil Cole's, hold on. Yeah, Gil Cole's got this shit. That'll be the Spanish Civil War. They had the American team trapped in a hotel. The motherfucker couldn't even leave. Folks is out there shooting, motherfucker dying in the streets, blood all over the place. Had the motherfucker scared. But that's another one for Gil Cole, the Spanish Civil War. Good shit, bro. Next question. In the 1930s, how did promoters pay amateur fighters while still allowing them to keep their amateur status? Once again, in the 1930s, how did promoters pay amateur fighters while still allowing them to keep their amateur status? Bruce Gold's got that shit. Watch fights. Watch fights. They didn't always use watches, but that was a big part of it. They would give them like a gold watch, and they were able to sell it back to the promoter for some money, or they could take it to the pawn shop and get some money, and that allowed them to keep their amateur status. Good shit, bro. He got that shit fast too. Next question. Who was the only black champion in 1936? Once again, who was the only black champion in 1936? I'm gonna wait a little bit before I give y'all the initials. Lala D say Dixon. Said George Dixon here. That was back in like 1897 or some shit when George Dixon won. Bruce Gold said Henry Armstrong. No, sir. That's a good guess though. Once again, who was the only black champion in 1936? His initials are JHL. JHL are his initials. And not a nickname either, just straight up his initials. He went by 3 names. Who was the only black champion in 1936? JHL are his initials. And he was a light heavyweight champion too. Bruce Gold's got that shit. That would be John Henry Lewis. That was like one of the best friends of Joe Louis. That's another one for Bruce Gold. John Henry Lewis. I think I got another question later on talking about that guy too. Okay, next question. What were Charlie Burley's main 2 vices? Y'all might as well go and give me a 5 on this one. I don't think y'all gonna know this shit. But once again, what were Charlie Burley's main 2 vices? I like to have a lot of questions about the boxing history, but sometimes I like to slip in some questions that just straight up trivia. You know what I'm saying? But what were Charlie Burley's main two vices? And put them on the same line if you don't mind. What were Charlie Burley's main two vices? Lala D say, how many more questions? Don't worry about all that. I got a couple though. We on the back nine though. We on the back nine. And don't start complaining either, because your ass ain't even been here for most of this shit. God damn me. Once again, what were Charlie Burley's main two vices? Sean the Icon said women and gambling. Well, you got half of it is in the ballpark for sure. You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't women. He wasn't no womanizer for the most part. He had a real good relationship with his wife. He had to work pretty hard to get her. They showed a picture of her in the book, and she was pretty. Lala D talking about she got ADD. It's all good. You know, we don't do this just for one goat-smelling motherfucker. If you got to leave, you can leave. You know what I'm saying? It's all good. We ain't going to hold it against you. Once again, what were Charlie Burley's main two vices? Bruce Gold said gambling and booze. Well, he wasn't really a big drinker. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, gambling, I'm going to say playing the numbers is the gambling part. He liked playing like the little neighborhood lottery. But he had one more vice. It wasn't booze, but it was something that was bad for his health, of course, since it was a vice. You know what I'm saying? So the first, after Sean the Icon and Bruce Gold, and one of them motherfuckers give me the other one. Just think about it. What go with booze? He didn't really drink, but what go with booze? Sean the Icon say smoking. There it is. So he liked smoking Lucky Strike cigarettes and playing the numbers. That was his thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that to Sean the Icon. Sean the Icon. Okay, next question. What man killed Chicago fighter Johnny Page? Once again, what man killed Chicago fighter Johnny Page? And his initials are EZ. EZ are his initials. What man killed Chicago fighter Johnny Page? And his initials are EZ. So if you can just think of a fighter with the last name Z, if you drop that motherfucker in the chat, that's gonna get you the point. You know what I'm saying? So what man killed Chicago fighter Johnny Page? Think of a fighter, his last name started with a Z. EZ. Lala D says Zivic. So Eddie Zivic. That's the brother of Fritzy Zivic. So Eddie Zivic. So we're gonna get at the Lala D. Eddie Zivic. Next question. Tim Tomaszek got a Rocky Balboa-like opportunity against what fighter? I think the motherfucker got called out the crowd. But once again, Tim Tomaszek got a Rocky Balboa-like opportunity against what fighter? I think this might have been in the 90s too. Bruce Gold said George Foreman, no sir. Tim Tomaszek got a Rocky Balboa-like opportunity against what fighter? And the thing about this guy is kind of linked to Rocky Balboa too. So think about that. This guy is linked to Rocky Balboa. Bruce Gold, Holyfield. What fighter? Tim Tomaszek got a Rocky Balboa-like opportunity against what fighter? A Rocky Balboa-like opportunity. And the motherfucker, okay, Gil Cole's got this shit. That'd be Tommy Morrison. Gil Cole's got that shit. Tommy Morrison. Okay, next question. What fighter went by the alias the Lawrenceville Larriper? What fighter went by the alias the Lawrenceville Larriper? And his initials are FZ. FZ are his initials. So what fighter went by the alias the Lawrenceville Larriper? And his initials are FZ. FZ are his initials. It ain't a whole lot of fighters with the last name Z. So if you can think of a fighter with the last name Z, drop that bitch in the chat, and it's a good chance that you're going to get the motherfucker right. FZ or his initial. And the motherfucker has been mentioned today. As a matter of fact, I just said his name a few moments ago, or whatever. What fighter went by the Alias, the Lawrenceville Laura? For this motherfucker, Bruce Gold come back with Zane. Like, come on, bro. Like I just said, I just mentioned this motherfucker not that long ago. Gil Cole said, what the hell is a Laura Pro? I don't know. I have no idea, but that's what his name was. Okay, Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Fritzy Zivic. So the other one was Eddie Zivic. This one is Fritzy Zivic. So that's another one for Bruce Gold's. Fritzy Zivic. Okay, next question. What was the name of Charlie Burley's first manager? And his initials are PG. Once again, what was the name of Charlie Burley's first manager? And his initials are PG. PG or his initials. What was the name of Charlie Burley's first manager? And his initials are PG. He had a nickname that started with a C. Damn, Gil Cole's got that shit. I did not think nobody was going to get that, man. Gil Cole's got it. That'll be Phil Chappie Goldstein. Phil Chappie Goldstein. They call him Chappie Goldstein. Next question. What was the name of Fritzy Zivic's manager? Once again, what was the name of Fritzy Zivic's manager? And his initials started with a LC. LC or his initials. What was the name of Fritzy Zivic's manager? And his initials start with a LC. LC or his initials. Once again, what was the name of Fritzy Zivic's manager? And his initials start with a L and a C. L and a C. What was the name of Fritzy Zivic's manager? Bruce Gold gave, okay, Gil Cole's got this shit. My bad, I ain't even see you, bro. That'd be Luke Carney. That's another one for Gil Cole, Luke Carney. Next question. Before his first fight with Fritzy Zivic, Charlie Burley was promised a shot at what great welterweight champion if he beats Zivic within the welterweight limit? Once again, before his first fight with Fritzy Zivic, Charlie Burley was promised a shot at what great welterweight champion if he beats Zivic within the welterweight limit? Bruce Gold said Sugar Ray Robinson, no, sir. Matter of fact, I don't think Sugar Ray Robinson wasn't a champion yet. He hadn't fought Tommy Bell yet. Once again, before his first fight with Fritzy Zivic, Charlie Burley was promised a shot at what great welterweight champion if he beat Zivic within the welterweight limit. And his initials are BR. BR. He was a 3-division champion. He one of my favorites to go back and watch too, man. In my opinion, he had the most educated lead hand that I've ever witnessed. I have seen this man win rounds against good fighters without even throwing the right hand. He win the whole fucking round just using the left hand. Bruce Gold's got that shit. That'll be Barney Ross. Yo, my own 2 wild, man. That's the most educated lead hand I have ever seen. Barney Ross. Next question. What concerns did Charlie Burley and his team have going into the first Fritzy Zivic fight? I talked about this on the live stream on Saturday too. Once again, what concerns did Charlie Burley and his team have going into the first Fritzy Zivic fight? And it's about the reputation of Fritzy Zivic. Bruce Gold said loaded gloves. You a little bit too specific. You know what I'm saying? I didn't read nothing about Zivic using loaded gloves, even though I'm not saying that he did. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that he didn't use loaded gloves. I didn't read about that, but he had other shit going on. So just don't be quite as specific and you'll get it right. You know what I'm saying? Gil Cole said, cheat, I'm gonna give it to Gil Cole. It was his dirty tactics. Because Fritzy Zivic would low blow you, he would headbutt you, he would bite you, he would step on your feet, he would heel you, he would do all that kind of shit. So it was the dirty tactics of Fritzy Zivic. I'm gonna give it to Gil Cole for cheating. Next question. Who is the first African American to hold the welterweight championship? Once again, who is the first African American to hold a world welterweight championship? And his initials are YJT. The Y is his nickname. JT are his initials. So who is the first African American to hold a world welterweight championship? And Y is his nickname. JT are his initials. Who was the first African American to win the world welterweight championship? A lot of people, when they think black welterweight champion, they think about Barbados Joe Walcott, the Barbados Demon. But I'm talking about the first African American. You know what I'm saying? Bruce Gold says, I don't even know who that is, bro. We talking about an African American right here. Why is his nickname JT or his initials? I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off on this one too, y'all. I'm gonna make matter of fact, the next question, I'm gonna cut it off after the next question. Because I do got 20 more, like 22 more questions, but I'm gonna go ahead and cut it off so I can make sure that we get up out of here before 11 p.m. And plus, I need to go get me something to eat too, because I had a hard ass workout today, and I ain't eat shit but some tuna after I got done. You know what I'm saying? So I'm over here feeling a little bit lightheaded. But once again, who was the first African American to hold a welterweight championship? And his initials are JT, and his nickname started with a Y. Your Coles gave me a 5. I had never heard of this shit either. Bruce Gold said it's almost 12. Where I'm gonna try to get us up out of here, bro. After this question, I'm gonna ask one more question so I can make it an even 80, and then I'm gone. Because I came in this bitch for like over 100. 102 questions. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna save the motherfuckers for next time. Shit, I got enough to do another trivia next week because I think I had like 160 questions. But once again, who was the first African American to hold the world welterweight championship? And his initials are JT. And his nickname starts with a Y. Gil Coles gave me a 5. Let me get one more 5 and we gone. One more 5, we gone. One more 5, we gone, man. The first African American to hold the world welterweight championship. Bruce Gold gave me a 5. His name was Young Jack Thompson. Young Jack Thompson. He got out there with some pretty good fighters too, man. Like Young Corbett the third and a few motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? But Young Jack Thompson. So that's we got the 5 on that one. This is the final question right here. Who was the second African American to win the welterweight title? The second African American to win the welterweight title, and his initials start with a H and a A. H and a A for this last one right here. Who was the second African American to win the welterweight title? Seemed like he had like 18 title defenses or some shit like that too. Might have been over 20. Might have been like 21 or some shit, but HA are his initials. One of the greatest fighters to ever live. I think Scrapbook got him ranked like number 4. You know what I'm saying? So if you enjoy them type of video, this motherfucker ranked like number 4 all time on Scrapbook list. Who was the second African American to win the welterweight title? Sean the Icon got that shit. That'd be Henry Armstrong. Okay, that's the last one right there. So let me go ahead and count it up real quick. So my boy Gil Coles is first up. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's 17 for Gil Coles. Next up is Bruce Goals. Bruce Goals got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. That's 32, 33. So that's 33 for Bruce Goals. Good shit. Hyphy got a few of them. 1, 2, 3 for Hyphy. One Way Renzo. One Way Renzo got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So One Way Renzo got 5. La Digo smelling ass got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 for La D. Sean Icon got 1. I thought so. He had at least 2 of them. That's all I see is 1. Yeah, Sean Icon got 1. J1 Pro Da Vinci got 1. I just see like 1 for J1 Pro Da Vinci. Oh, Sean Icon got 2 of them. J1 Pro just got 1. Eric Gar got, hold on. Eric Gar got 1, 2. I see 2 for Eric Gar. No, that's 3. 3 for Eric Gar. The Kane Deals got 1. And it look like that's it. Oh, Logical Crazy. I don't even know who he is, but Logical Crazy came through and got 1. And then the 5 got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5s. And that's it. It looked like that motherfucker, Bruce Goals is the man tonight. You know what I'm saying? So good shit to the OG Bruce Goals. That motherfucker's historian. Good shit to Gil Coles too. Came in there and handled this business too. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely appreciate y'all, man. It's almost 11 o'clock where I'm at. I know it's getting late and shit where y'all at. A lot of y'all on the East Coast and stuff. I think Gil Coles on the East Coast too. Well, I know he on the East Coast because he in Florida. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna hold y'all all night and shit. Hey, bro, are you over there? You able to hear? China Icon say salute. Salute to you. I don't even know where Marlo is, so for him to close this shit out. Hey, look out, bro. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. I'm
Okay. My bad. Yeah, man. We all we done with that shit, man. That boy Bruce Gold came in there and killed it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, I
Good
appreciate
shit.
y'all coming through, fucking with us, man, and participating. We'll come back with it. I'm gonna give y'all brains a little time to rest and chill out, you know what I'm saying? And then we'll come back with it in like a week or two, something like that. So I appreciate y'all coming through fucking with it, man. We still on our quest for knowledge, you know what I'm saying? We gonna get there though. We gonna get there. But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death all night, man. Y'all enjoy y'all night, and we gonna catch up with y'all on Saturday. Don't forget, we got a decent little fight card in my opinion, because we got Jerron Boots Ennis going against Thomas Delorme. And we also got the beginning of their little tournament that they made for the WBA. We got the Jamal James going against the Rod Zab Butayev or something like that. But the guy, I think he gonna win though. He was like 392-8 as an amateur, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't gonna talk y'all to death, man. Y'all come through and fuck with us on Saturday.
Yes. Hey, shout out Gil Cole, Bruce Goes, Eric R, the champ Lala D, the champ Rod X, Sean the Icon. Salute, fam. But yeah, man, y'all already know it's always fun, good sharing this knowledge and chopping it up with the fam. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be back on it this weekend to see what Boost Ennis is gonna put down. But man, y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Until next time, don't forget to tell them haters and trolls, the fuck out my gym.
You heard him.
Peace.
Yeah.